Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard. And today we're actually doing a podcast on site at a restaurant that I really enjoy. And I've been a handful of times already. And Sean Fitzsimmons, Sean's joining us. Sean.
Hello.
And Sean was nice enough to have me come up last year. I guess it wasn't too long after they had opened and experience a it was a Fort Bend foodie promotion night. They were doing a special thing that night, and I got to attend, and it was really cool. And after that, I was hooked on the food. I mean, the food was just fantastic, so I'd been up several times. And I'm just going to say the place we're at, the place we're talking about, is Essentials Kitchen, and it's owned and run by Chef Martinez. And Chef Martinez is nice enough to join us today, too. How are you doing, Chef?
I'm doing great. Happy to have you here at my house.
We appreciate you letting us, just have an interview with you and talk about what you do and when you bring to the community for us. And you're nice enough to let us come out to your restaurant and do it. So thank you for doing that.
No, thank you for the interest of coming at my restaurant and talk about what we're doing here.
Well, we love your food. I mean, you've got just some amazing stuff here. We can't wait to talk about that. But I think let's talk a little bit about you and your background first.
Well, sorry, Rob. I'm Venezuelan. I was born in Venezuela a couple years ago. And I moved to Montreal, Canada in 1994. That's when I found out my passion for... I always say it's not about only cooking, it's about people. And cooking is the way of getting to connect to people. And the more people like my food, the more I want to do it.
Yeah, what you kind of told me was you left Venezuela and wanted to leave, and you came to Canada to start.
Montreal,
and you
Canada.
needed a job. Yeah, you went to Montreal, needed a job, and you happened to get a job at a restaurant as a dishwasher.
Right.
And at that time, you had no love of food, no knowledge of food. It was just kind of you needed a job, and that's kind of where you started. That was your first exposure to restaurant in the kind of the food scene.
Right.
Okay.
I had the opportunity to work with a very good chef that became my friend later, who taught me the respect for cooking and respect for the kitchen and for respect what you're doing. And I fell in love with what he was doing, and I wanted to be better. Like I told you last time when we met, I started as a dishwasher, and I probably say that I was the best dishwasher in Montreal.
If you're going to do something, be the best at it.
That's right.
That's
Or at least try.
That's right. So I got the opportunity with this chef to start cooking and practice with ingredients that I never knew and I never knew that existed.
You said they saw something in you. They saw something in you and said,
The
okay,
drive.
we got to get this guy cooking some food.
The drive. I wanted to be the best I could every day. So they gave me opportunities to do many things, from inventories to fresh pastas. I was doing breakfast at the beginning, and the chef would come for lunch, so I jump in the dishes, and then the chef would go and do dinners, and I had a dishwasher for me. They would quit on me because what he was doing, it was too much. That's what I was doing before I went to the kitchen.
Well, the one thing that stood out to me was they saw that you kind of developed or realized you had a passion for food. And tell me if I remember this right, they helped you get to and through culinary school.
Well, yes. Well, it wasn't the restaurant itself. It was me. And when I went to culinary school, when I realized that I was good at it, I said that if I was going to do it, I was going to do my best to do the better chef. And I went to culinary school 6 months after I got there. And 6 months after I got there, I already spoke French. And when I went to the culinary school and they saw that I was speaking French already in 6 months that I got to Montreal, they saw my drive and the school gave me these.
Okay, so it was the school who gave you the scholarship.
Right.
Oh, okay, that's
So
awesome.
the school gave me the scholarship. And I did that for a year and a half in Montreal, but I had to keep working.
So we're just going to tell the folks kind of quickly, I was wanting to get the story of how you got to Katy. You're from Venezuela, and the story was, you went to Montreal, to Canada.
Right.
That's where you kind of fell in love with food. And from there, you went to New Jersey and worked for a while. And then you went to Florida and worked for a while.
Was that backwards? First Florida, then New Jersey.
Then New Jersey.
Right.
And then, was it back to Florida for a
No,
little?
no.
And then to Katy.
From New Jersey to Katy.
Okay. So you've been around the last few years. This all
little bit.
started in 2001, 2000, right around there.
Well, 2001, I got to New Jersey. Okay, I moved to Montreal in 1994, and 95 I was going to culinary school. Worked in restaurants in Montreal, one of the best Italian restaurants in Montreal, and then I found a job in Key West. It's a long story, so I don't.
So you were on the East Coast, kind of
Right.
Key West to back to Jersey.
Right.
What made you finally go, you know what, we're going to go to Texas and Houston area, specifically Katy? How did you end up here?
Well, I was looking for a change. I was in New Jersey. I felt like at the restaurant I was at, the company I was working at, I felt like the cage was getting too small for me, and I wanted to set free. And I started talking with people, and as a friend of mine that his brother lives here told me about Katy, and put that into the back of my head, and I said, I told my wife, let's go check it out. Let's see what happens there. Came here to see how it was. Never knew what to expect, and the friendliness from people was amazing. I used to get hugs from everybody.
You know, Sean, that's something we hear so much of people who we talk to about Katy is just always the people who welcome them in and so friendly and
Right.
glad you're here.
Right.
Yep, nobody moves here for the tropical views or anything like that. It's, you know, the people and the schools and the culture and all the diverse backgrounds and all of that.
So you got to Katy, and I think you told me, you know, you brought a catering business, and that's kind of how you started.
Right. I've been around, like you said, and but when I got here to Katy, I didn't know anybody, and it was really tough. To get known by people at the beginning, but I was doing private parties, private caterings, and people were talking. I started talking about what I was doing, and that's why my name is spread out. And I did it for 3 years here in Katy before I opened the restaurant.
Then you were able to get some brick and mortar.
Right.
Here we are.
Right.
And I want to let everybody know that you speak English, Spanish, Italian, and French.
Right. All with an accent.
That's quite impressive. Now, you're also Italian trained as a chef, right?
Right, right.
Okay. So when you come up to, and we're going to talk about the food dishes here in just a minute, but you're going to see some pasta dishes on his menu, and there's a reason for that. I'll tell you, when I first came, I was like, okay, not sure why there's some Italian-style dishes on this menu. After getting to meet and visit with Chef, now I completely understand it. He has that background, so he wants to put it on the menu, and I'm glad he does, because I enjoy it, and it's one of my son's favorite dishes is your pasta. So.
Thank you.
All right, let's get into some food, Chef. So you came to Katy, man. You opened your restaurant, and we've been very appreciative, and that started in I believe it was August of 2018. So you're a little over a year celebrating being open.
Right.
Good.
Very excited about the first year, and very excited about what's coming next.
So one of the things that I think you're known for, and I think people who know who the restaurant know who you are, is known for, Sean, the dish is
Paella. The best paella, certainly that I've ever had. And, you know, Leanne lived in Spain for a little bit as a kid and has loved paella ever since then. And she says it's the best paella she's ever had outside of Spain. So I think it's interesting, you know, your fusion style of food that brings together, you know, some really cool Mediterranean type flavors and a lot of, you know, the Italian side and the Latin American side. I think it brings a really unique spin.
It does. And South American is kind of your base for the restaurant. But like Sean said, you do have some of that fusion of some other flavors and styles in there, which I absolutely love. I think it's great. But look, Chef, let's let you talk about some of your, your signature dishes.
It was hard for me when I was thinking of the concept, what kind of restaurant I wanted to open, because I was trained in Italian cuisine for many years. If my former boss, where I used to work in New Jersey, hears this, he always says that I should have opened an Italian restaurant. But my roots are Venezuelans. That's what I grew up with. My father is from Spain, so I have this Mediterranean also background. And I wanted to blend everything that I learned throughout my career. with the techniques that I do in Italian cuisine and using it on my South American background. So that was tough to create, no? Little by little, we've been kind of molding the concept a little better. Paella was something that I learned many years ago, and I had as a special. I wanted to do it just on Wednesdays, but after Sean
Got very
and
popular,
Leanne
didn't
came
it?
over,
Yeah.
he got very popular. So now we're doing a cauliflower rice paella for those that keto friendly.
Yeah, we're going to get into that in just a minute, some of the new menu items you have. But let's talk about your signature dishes. One is paella, which is we love. And I
Right.
just want to tell everybody, if you haven't had it here before, when you come up, know that it's a dish that can be served 2 to 3 people.
Yeah,
2 people easy.
Depends, I think, if that's going to kind of be an appetizer or a main dish that you're splitting with people and you're ordering some other things. I think you can get, a good, nice size little appetizer plate for probably 4 people out of one paella.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would, to that point, I think it's a great way to, when you come up here for the first time, do exactly that. I mean, if you can come with a group of 4 or 6, chef's going to take care of you.
Right.
But order several things off the menu, and he's got all kinds of things to pick from. And when we first came, it was great because that promotion that night through Katy Fort Bend Foodies was just that. It was a lot of different dishes that you put together, family
Right.
style, that we could try. And I would just suggest, whether you're coming for an event or you're just coming with a group of people, order several things, kind of family style, share it, and enjoy all the different flavors Chef puts together. But paella is one, and then what else do we have?
Paella, we have the tostones, which is the fried green plantain twice with fries, mash, and refried, so maybe we make a sandwich with it. Arepas, which is a national Venezuelan sandwich with corn
Which are
flour.
Great.
Corn flour patties that we open like a pocket and we stuff it with whatever we want to have stuff it. Pasta ceviches are very popular also here. Everything here, I just want to highlight this that everything that we do here is fresh made. We do everything on site. So if you wanna enjoy your meal, just come and don't come in a rush.
And it's made to order.
Made to
so
order.
it's not
Made to
sitting
order.
back there. When they order it, that's when you start to make it.
Correct.
So this is come and enjoy yourself for a little while. You're
Correct,
not going to get
correct.
in and out really quick. You
Yeah.
want to have them hang out with you a little bit.
Correct. I think this is the main idea of a restaurant. Going to a restaurant is you just relax, enjoy your company, and enjoying a glass of wine, and wait for the food to come the way it's supposed to be served, and
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
rush it out.
That's what food's all about, right?
Right.
Bringing people together. And
That's
so
what it's all about.
You
That's
letting
what
us hang out for a little while. I love that you do it that way. So, what else, Chef? You got ceviche.
We had the ceviche,
tostones,
empanadas, the
arepas,
tostones,
the
the arepas, the paella, of course. And we are trying to, on Wednesday, we do tapas. Tapas is a Spanish dish that in Barcelona, they have this.
Well, okay, let's talk about you have 3 nights of the week that you kind of do specials.
Right.
So let's go ahead and touch on those since you brought it up. Well, let's start with Tuesday. Tuesday is
Tuesday steak night.
okay.
Steak night.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Every Tuesday, I try to come out with a different steak and different side. Normally, I like to get the feeling of the people that comes and want to have the steak, and I offer them the different sides they want to have or the different sauce they want to have. It's not a set steak that's what you have. I want you to enjoy your steak the way you want.
And I like that.
Yeah, I think that's really neat. I've got a couple steak suggestions for you, though, that I haven't seen yet.
Okay,
How
I want
about-
to
I
hear
want
it.
to know if I know one.
You probably do. How about a picanha?
That's
Can you
a-
do a picanha night?
Well, yeah, of course I do. I can do picanha night. Yeah,
Or
we
in a fraldinha night?
Fraldinha.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going that way.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's actually,
good.
that's probably one of my favorite cuts of beef.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. When I started this, I posted a picture of a steak that I did at a party. It was in a beautiful medium rare piece of steak, and it was a tri-tip. Okay, when that picture was a tri-tip, and many people came because of that picture. They wanted to have that, and that day I had ribeye, so they were a little disappointed that they didn't have the cut that they
gotcha.
saw in the picture. So the following week I had both. I had the New York strip, and I had the tri-tip, and I served both. And the people went they like better the tri-tip than the ribeye. And even if they were cooked the same way with the same sauce and the same side, it was just the different meat. And tri-tip became a little more popular on the steak knives. But I found a farm that is growing raising a wagyu beef. So sometimes I use their beef. It's a
Okay.
little more expensive, but
Yeah, wagyu's nice.
right. But picanha is definitely a piece of meat that I like to play with. I wish that I had charcoal grill or wood fire grill here in the restaurant. I don't have that, so I wish that I had that to have that to give it a better flavor to the picanha. But definitely that's a deal for next Tuesday.
Well, and that one's nice and easy to prep too. I mean, pretty much you just need salt for a good picanha.
Yeah, but you need that. It would be better if you had wood fire.
Can't you put a grill out back? A little charcoal grill? Am I going to say that?
Well, which I had to. I will have to change the entire exhaust system. I did try. I did thought
Oh,
about
did
it.
you
I
really?
did think of that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, you know, I see shows where I watch, you know, like a Food Network or something, and they got these restaurants where they have like a little barbecue pit or a charcoal grill.
I
or
don't
something
have
out
a back door.
Oh, you don't have a back
I
door?
don't
Yeah,
have a
that would
back
be a
door,
problem, Chef.
and I will have to change the entire exhaust system in order to have wood fire.
Yeah,
in
not
my
inside.
kitchen.
Yeah, no, I was thinking outside.
Yeah.
Well, I do like what you do on steak night, though, that it is a different cut every
Mm-hmm.
week, because it's kind of nice to not know I'm going to get the same thing every week. I can come up and be like, what chef's cooking tonight? You know, I know it's going to be red meat, but what's it going to be? And I like
When you come in and you are into in the mood of steaks, we talk about what you wanna, how you would like to eat it. You know, there's many ways that I can do it, and I don't. I mean, I'm in this business because of you guys, because of the customers, because of people that come and enjoy the meal. So
So
when you come here, you want a steak. Okay, let's talk about what we can do with the steak.
there you go. You're touching on that. You cook to order. People
Right.
want something, you're going to
Right,
make it for them.
right.
I think that's fantastic, and I think restaurants like yours, we've seen a few of them here in Katy that do that, and I think that's huge as far as customer service. It's huge when people come in with families and have kids, and kids want something specific, and you're able to take care of them. I think
Right,
that's
right.
huge.
I have many people that come here because of I know what their dietary restrictions are,
Yeah.
so I cook for them. I make them their meal interesting.
So
Like,
Tuesday's steak night, and Wednesday
tapas.
tapas. Tell us
yeah.
about tapas. How does that work?
Tapas is originally from Barcelona, Spain. The name of tapa comes from these wine bars in Barcelona, on the Barcelona streets. They used to be outside, or they were outside. They are outside, so they used to have flies around, and people would put a plate on top of the glass so the fly wouldn't go in. So that's like tapa means that
That's
the
the
lid,
top. Okay.
right?
Oh,
So
interesting.
that little plate that is on top of the wine
I
glass.
didn't know
One of the bars decided to put a little sandwich, a little bread, or with something on top for the people that were enjoying the wine, something to eat. You know, it could have been tosta, which is toasted bread with tomato and fresh tomato and jamón serrano, which is a version of prosciutto di Parma. So they did many things, boquerones, which are the fresh anchovies, many things on top of this little place while people are drinking
So
their wine.
that serves as the base, and you have different toppings that go on there.
Right,
so.
right.
And when you do that on Wednesdays, is it kind of a same? You get the same variety every week, or
You get
change
it.
it up?
No, it's the same variety every week. For now,
It's quite a bit.
I like to get more people on the involved with that. So the more people I get, the more enthusiastic I get on it.
Okay,
and the tapas. But I do traditional Spanish tapas, and I also do the South American type of tapas. You know, it's a little appetizer. So the way I do it is a little appetizer. It's not even a tapa itself.
And then Thursdays are what?
Thursday, we're coming with fish. We're gonna do a fish and seafood day on Thursdays. Fish and seafood days. I want to play also with those things.
So tell me what fish and seafood might be. What could they expect when
Again,
they come up?
I see what is in the market. I see what I find, and then after when you come in, I talk to you what you want, how you want your fish.
Perfect. So it's not the same fish every week. It's not
No,
the
no,
same
no.
seafood every week. And it's different flavor profiles,
You
different.
come in, and I tell you
techniques.
what I have, and then after I say I give you ideas how we can make it, and we make it your fish, the fish for you.
Okay, that sounds really good too. I mean,
yeah.
I'm big into seafood, so yeah, absolutely.
On Fridays and Saturdays are a little tougher because also I have the catering business at private parties. Most Fridays and Saturdays I'm out doing catering. So my staff is I have beautiful people working in the back, but they don't have that freedom of or not the freedom. I wouldn't say the freedom. They would have the freedom if I had I had them trained better. Slowly they've been getting to know what we're doing here, and Fridays and Saturdays a little tougher to get. If I'm not here, to get that something like that.
Well, we talked about your signature dishes, and we just got done talking about your specials and kind of what you do on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or kind of your nights for specials. But you have some new menu items that you were talking to us about, and I wanted to touch on one particular dish and then talk about kind of what you're doing for keto friendly. The one dish that you mentioned, I'm going to say it in English, you say it in Spanish, the roasted pork. It's called.
Yes, pernil. And the roasted pork is kind of pernil is a traditional way that we do in Venezuela, especially for Christmas time. But
It's called cachapa.
Cachapa. It is a corn pancake.
Okay.
Okay. The cachapa it's a kind of a big pancake made out of corn.
So if you take a dinner plate, it's about the size of the inner
It's
part of that
about
dinner
the
plate.
size of the dinner plate, and
Big corn
we top
pancake.
it. We top it with it's about the same size of the piece of fish, cheese. Sorry,
With cheese, it's
white.
gonna
It's a
start
white
to
cheese,
melt on
similar
that.
similar to mozzarella, but a little saltier.
Okay.
And a little firmer and texture on the similar to mozzarella, but a little firmer and saltier than the mozzarella.
Okay.
That's why we will go on top of the cachapa, and then the pork that we were talking
And
about.
the pork goes on top.
And salsa criolla, which is a kind of a
okay.
kind of a blend of chimichurri with pico de gallo, if you wanna.
Okay. Chimichurri I like a lot.
But doing like salsa criolla with it's a blend of pico de gallo and chimichurri.
Rob, you make a outstanding chimichurri.
I don't know about that, but
You do. I've
I
had
eat
it.
Robbie
you
did-
showed me the picture of that dish, Chef.
Yeah.
We saw it the other day, and I can't wait till you get it on the menu because it looks. I mean, I wanted to try it right away. It looks so good. So that was one I wanted to bring up. But you're also doing some keto-friendly dishes, and the one that
Yeah.
stuck out to me was
the cauliflower paella. The
yeah,
cauliflower paella, yeah. We're going to, we have it now. Anybody that wants to have a paella, and I was going to keto, I have the cauliflower, and I'm also doing as a side as an option of the, sorry, I had a phone call. As an option of the keto for the steak, it is the cauliflower risotto. So instead of doing rice,
It's
I
the
do
cauliflower.
cauliflower.
that's
Yeah.
interesting. I think
Right.
people who are doing the keto, Sean, you do it a little bit.
Yeah, I do it from time to time. That'll be super popular come January when
That's a good
holidays
point.
are over and everyone's keto.
That's a good point. Is there anything else on the?
On the
the
menu, we're
keto-
gonna on the keto. We're doing that for lunch. We're gonna do keto salads.
Okay.
Keto friendly salads. We're gonna add that for lunch. Thinking of the ladies that are staying out and want to eat something healthy.
Any other new menu items that are going to be on the menu?
Well,
Or that you're
menu
still
items.
working on that?
We
developing
we
those?
for dinner. Kind of hand-ties a little because my kitchen is small and I don't have that
Sure.
space, and I don't want to go crazy on many things that I want
I
to
agree.
do.
Keeping it simple.
And then I have to complicate the entire restaurant life. It's gonna be me. It's gonna be the you guys coming to eat and having too many items in the menu. That's why I don't have a bigger menu because it's a small kitchen.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
And
want your
everything is
menu-
made fresh.
Yeah,
Everything
absolutely.
is made to order. So that complicates a little more things.
So, so we talked about new menu items, which I'm looking forward to trying that pork. Your signature dishes. We talked about your specials, but you're open for lunch as well.
Yes, we open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. We say 9 p.m. Fridays and Saturdays, but we never hear out by midnight
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say,
people
I've
come.
been here later than that.
Yeah, I had a customer once that came and on a Saturday, and it was 9:45, and I had see people here in the restaurant, and he walked in and sat down with a bottle of wine, and like he was ready to be served, and we were technically closed, and I didn't want to tell him that, and he ordered paella, which is the dish that takes the longest. And I made him the paella. We left here by 12, and after he paid, I told him we were supposed to be closed. We were technically closed. And I said, "Why you didn't tell me?" Because if I told you that we were closed, you wouldn't come back.
That's right. Well, you took care of them, and that's very nice of you.
Well, and that's one of those things, he'll remember that all the time.
Right,
I mean, I think part of what makes a restaurant like this so special is that you'll if you've got the ingredients, you'll cook it. You'll tweak things for what people want. And I never understand the restaurants around town that are so rigid with what their menu items are. And I understand the artistic side of things, but at the end of the day, people want what they want, and that the ability to kind of tweak things and make it your own as a customer, I think goes a long way with a lot of people.
And if they can come to your place and get it the way they want, they're going to come back.
That's the idea. And besides, again, I in this business not because I like cooking, it's because I like people.
But you like to cook too.
I want to explain myself here. It is people, because around dinner, about eating, like you said, brings people together.
Absolutely.
And the more people enjoy themselves, the happier I am. And cooking is my way of, connecting with them and making them happy. So that's why I'm in this business. It is more about people than the cooking itself.
Right.
If
what
makes
you give
sense,
them
if
that makes them happy.
Yeah. If it makes sense, is that more people are happy, I am happy.
Makes perfect sense to me.
There's nothing that brings people together quite like good food, good wine, good beverages, all of that kind of stuff. And you can take people from all different walks of life and different diverse backgrounds and different views of the world. And if you put some good food and some good wine in front of them, they're probably going to be able to get along just fine.
They're going to be friends very quick. Yeah.
And the good thing is here that the good thing here is that good wine. You mentioned good wine.
Yep.
You bring your own wine. So if it's not good, it's not my fault.
And and the best part, what's your corkage fee?
Nothing.
No corkage fee. Which Rob and I did a podcast last week where we talked a little bit about the places around the Katy area that allow you to bring your own wine, and we have no issue paying a corkage fee. We know that obviously places provide a service by letting us bring our own wine, but it's a really nice perk that I think you're the only place I know of around that lets you bring it and doesn't charge a corkage fee. And hey, people that are drinking wine, they're probably going to stick around and eat more. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah.
Rob and I are known to come to a place like this with a backpack full of wine and share it with whoever wants a glass.
The good thing about that, when you come with a backpack full of wine, I get a glass. So
Perfect. Like we said earlier, we're happy to share. It's always about sharing.
Right.
But I love that about you, Chef, and quite honestly, I think you probably should charge a corking fee, but that's your choice.
It is my choice because I don't think that is what's gonna make me grow as a business. No, I know you guys would think it is fair that I charge a cork fee. I don't know. Probably in a year we'll say how stupid I am that I'm not charging cork fee. But I think it's more about, again, it's you guys. People coming here and you're in the self. I'm not gonna be richer because I charge you $10 for cork fee.
And the only reason I say it is because, like Sean said, you do provide a service. Your people come and open it. Your people
take care of their
give
servers.
us the glasses.
Take care of the server.
Well, we definitely do that, but you're allowing
the
them to do that as part of the service.
The server will be happy you take care of him.
Well, touche to you. That's a good comeback. Take care of the server. So that's absolutely true.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Do you like to cook more or do you like to eat more?
I think that I like more cooking, okay? Because when I cook, I eat a lot. So
this is why I run every day. If I can stay in shape and eat what I eat without running, I'd probably go ahead and do that.
That's why I'm not in shape. But
every day, since I live right behind your restaurant, I run every day. Maybe I need to come take you out running.
Maybe you have to. I'm walking now. I'm just walking.
We can
I
walk.
started walking. I started walking not too long ago, and um, I'm rusty. I haven't.
That's a
It's
good.
been a while.
I like his question. Do you like to eat or cook? But I want to take it. Do you like what is your favorite kind of food? I mean, you got Italian. You've worked in the Asian kitchens. You told us.
Right.
You obviously the South American Venezuelan. You know a little bit of the Spain Mediterranean.
That's why we close on Sundays, and on Sundays it's for my family, for my daughters, and my daughters and I we enjoy eating. Also, we enjoy going out, and enjoy what's going on out there. And every Sunday we go outside and eat something different. Sometimes we eat Italian, sometimes we eat Asian. We're open to new food, new kind of food cuisine. But it's a family time, so we don't go to eat. It's just you go to stay to be together.
Right. Again, the food brings you together.
Right. But I don't know. Sometimes I crave South American. Sometimes I crave Italian, which is tough to find for me.
The reason I'm asking the question, I'm trying to see if there's something you say you love to eat that
I'm a steak guy.
Steak's
I'm
your
a
favorite.
steak guy.
Okay.
I'm a steak guy, so
Okay.
that's why my steak nights for me are special because I'm a steak guy. If I'm going with friends, I go to your house, you're gonna see me next to the grill.
Okay. Gotcha. Cool. All right. You do some really cool stuff here. I mean, obviously we've talked about your food, and you've got great food. I do want to talk one thing about your menu. We talked the other day about your kids' menu, and you've got. Tell us the dishes you have on that right now.
Well, for kids, I have the Alfredo pasta with chicken. I have the tomato sauce. I have the chicken quesadillas. But I also have grilled salmon with grilled vegetables, and grilled chicken with grilled vegetables. I think that we have to give the kids also healthy options to eat. I understand that it's easier to give them chicken nuggets, but you go outside, you have to. I like to have people have the option of some healthy food. And yes, I have to make it bigger on the chicken because some people are just
I think kids at that age,
that is
6, 7, 8 years old, that's their favorite.
But I have a good kid customers here wants to eat the grilled salmon with vegetables. They love their vegetables. They ask me what kind of the vegetable we have here. They love asparagus. They love grilled tomatoes. They love grilled onions. I have kids that ask me for vegetables.
But for the kids that only like chicken nuggets, you're looking at.
We're gonna have chicken nuggets.
You're gonna have chicken nuggets.
Yes,
you're adding that to the
I
kids.
realize that. Again, I'm here for you guys.
Perfect.
What I serve is what you eat.
Yeah, we want to make sure that that's known that this is family friendly.
Right.
That,
right.
It's not just for date night. It's not just for couples and groups. It's for the family. Bring your kids up. Come enjoy the restaurant. Enjoy a great meal. And absolutely, kids are welcome. But you do some other things. So we've talked about the restaurant, all the cool things as far as food and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But through the restaurant, you mentioned it a little bit ago, you do some catering, or let's call it special events.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about that. I don't want to call it catering. You educated me on that.
Well, I do catering. Catering is when you talk about catering, the first thing that comes to the mind is a buffet type, Schaefer's and food warm. Put it on the Schaefer's. I'm more onto cooking on site. I'm more for freshness. If you ask me do you want a party at a venue, my first question is gonna be, do they have a kitchen? Can I cook outside? Because I want to serve fresh food. So catering is bringing the food already made to your house or to the venue. What I do is more personal. It is more fresh. Is I try to do it as much as I can on site. So if I want to grill, I've done it. A wedding for 200 people and grilling steaks next to the venue. So you have the steak fresh made,
right,
as opposed to having a steak that came from another kitchen in a cooler. Keep cooking there, and you have a very well done.
And I never heard of a caterer asking to cook on site. I mean, I've had events, and I've been to events where they bring it out just like you described in the big what do you call them?
Chafers.
Chafers.
Or chafing
And,
dish.
put them on their stand, light the little thing, warm
Right.
them back up. And
Um,
for you to say you want to cook on site anytime it's possible, I think it sets you apart. I don't know, Sean. Have you seen a lot of chefs that do that? Cook on site?
There's a couple around, I think, that'll do it. Alex at Da Vinci once in a while would go to people's houses and he would cook on site. I think there's I've seen some people have a couple of the sushi chefs around town come to their house and do something similar. But no, in general, catering is a prepared off-site and show up. And, there's certainly something different about that. It's not going to taste the same once it's kind of mass-produced and it's stuck in a foil pan, and then you bring it an hour or two later and kind of reheat it.
Yeah. And just, when we talk about private parties or catering or events that you do, I mean, it can be a birthday, it can be an anniversary, it could be something, you want to do a business luncheon or an event, it could be weddings, just get-togethers with some friends. I mean,
Friends
you might
getting
have
together.
a weekend, a Saturday where you got great weather and you want to sit out back, but you don't feel like cooking. They can coordinate with you, and
Right.
you can
Friends
come out
getting
and cook a
together.
meal.
I've done many times. So the friends getting together, and we don't want to cook. We just want to
Open some wine.
right, and have somebody to take care of us. And I like to say that it's a prime service. It is something special. The idea is to make you feel special.
And you have a minimum when you do that. It's $800, but typically obviously you can feed two people really, really well for $800.
Yeah.
But you had told us that gets up to 10 people. So I mean,
Yeah.
typically you can be about $80 a person. You're still going
Right.
to have a pretty good menu.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And the menu, I also have to highlight that menu is customized. We sit down and we talk about what you like, what are what your taste like, what you feel like having that day, how you feel like doing it. It could be appetizer type, heavy appetizers, because I can make a paella as an appetizer. you
Right.
know. I can make a filet mignon as an appetizer. Okay, or you want to have a seated down dinner, more formal dinner, so that can be done too.
Okay.
But it's to what you want to serve. It's your menu. So
And the price will fluctuate depending on
obviously
what
on
they
the
want.
on the
but,
ingredients they want.
Yeah. And then the number of people. But, we said
Right.
2 to 10, that's your minimum, 800. But you can do parties of 300-400 people, no problem.
Correct. We just had one of 300 people today.
Today?
Yeah, this.
Holy cow.
We
Okay.
were at ConocoPhillips this morning.
So is that why when I came up and I saw you sitting on the back of the truck,
Yeah, I was
you looked tired?
resting a little.
That's quite an event.
I
Wow.
just put everything in the kitchen, resting a little.
I don't blame you. Everything went well with that one, I guess?
Everything went well.
Good,
Everything
good.
went well. I got a couple of other contracts out of that.
Look at that. There you go. The other thing you do that I thought was really cool, Sean, was the cooking classes that you can do here at the restaurant with you.
Yes. When I started doing the catering in New Jersey, the private parties in New Jersey, one day somebody asked me, how do you do this? So I told him, that's going to be a class. Joking, no?
Yeah.
That's going to be a class. And he took that. I said, okay. So they got a group together. So I went to their house and give them the class and taught them how I did it. Obviously, the menu was shorter because it takes time to
Sure.
to do those things. But it also was a dinner, okay, for the dinner party. And that's how my private parties cooking classes came over. When I opened the restaurant, people asked me, because everywhere, all of my business cards, my trucks, everywhere says cooking classes, no? Private parties and cooking classes. They asked me for the cooking classes, and I said, okay, let's do cooking classes. But I've done some classes that are structured, that we're gonna do today salmon, and market it as a cooking class. And one thing that I noticed is that when different people come, they go from everywhere, and they meet here, they don't know each other. The class is very tense.
Yes.
Okay, it is very, they don't want to mess out. They don't want to ask the right what they think it could be.
They're not comfortable with each other, so they kind of hold back.
Right. They don't want to ask what they think could be a stupid question, and the police a very good question, but they don't ask it. They keep it for themselves because they don't feel like they don't know these people, and they don't want to be embarrassed.
But
So-
now what you do, you told us, is it can be by group.
You make your own group, and we create a menu for you guys, and then
So
you come.
6 to 16 people is what
Right,
you told us.
right,
And it's on Mondays and Tuesdays only if you want to do
Right,
it.
right.
Bring our own wine.
right,
Once we've discussed the menu with
right,
you, you're going to tell us, okay, per person, it's going to be somewhere between 45 and 85 a person.
right.
But we're going to come up here in your kitchen, a professional kitchen,
And we're gonna do a dinner.
and we're going
together.
to get back there and do a dinner with you.
We're gonna do it, and then you sit down and enjoy your dinner, and we serve you.
And you know what I think is great about that is, Sean on Foodies, we get so many people who we like to cook. I love to cook. Sean loves to cook, and we see other people. But there's certain things that it might be like, I know how to cook this really well, but man, I don't know how to cook that. And you have things on your menu I'd love to learn how to cook.
Yeah.
This is an opportunity to do that.
And I'd be happy to have you here. I'd be happy to have everyone here in my kitchen. Mi casa es su casa.
I think that just that warm welcome kind of vibe that you have here, that, like I've said a couple times today, that really goes a long way. You walk in here and you feel like you're a part of your family and really welcome here, and you value all the customers that come through the door, and
Right.
people pick up on that for sure.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm gonna be getting a group together, Chef, and try to come up on a Monday, Tuesday
Let's
with you.
do it. Let's have fun.
Have some
When
wine.
you come with your group, your friends,
Everybody's
fun.
comfortable.
Everybody's comfortable. Everybody's talking. Everybody's drinking, having a glass of wine, having fun, making jokes. Asking questions, laughing at the stupid question the others made, and we're friends. Cooking
I see
together.
it being a great night, and I get to learn a little something. Like you said,
Right.
friends and food and wine, but I'm learning something that night as
Right.
well. So it's
That's
a lot of- it's very
whatever
cool.
I'm doing here as a restaurant, you can come into the kitchen and see how we do it, and then after sit down and have a glass of wine and eat it.
So that's really cool. Is there something else you thought was pretty cool?
Not at the top of my head.
I'm gonna remind you of the other thing that I thought was really cool. You do something that I kind of heard of on different shows, but and I've seen it more in Europe, where I've seen cooking shows and food shows that talked about these underground dinners,
Right.
Oh yes.
where they would go in and have these underground dinners. And tell us a
Right.
little bit about that, because it intrigued me quite a bit.
Well, I had a cafeteria at an office building, and I was paying the rent. It was a Monday to Friday business that I was doing breakfast and lunches, and I had a space at night also closed there, and I came with this idea. I heard that too. I didn't reinvent the wheel or anything like that. It was created. It exists. It is a supper club in Europe. It is these underground dinners. They're pop-up restaurants.
Yes.
That exists. So I said, let's do this, okay? Let's do these underground dinners. But also, I do a catering in New Jersey every year. We say pig roast, 200-pound pigs, and every year we do a different theme. We go to a different country, to do the party around the pig and this theme. So we have done in Hawaii, Barbados, South Africa, Morocco, at this catering in New Jersey. So I said that let's do this underground dinners and call it tour around the world. So
And in Houston, Katy, you used to do it at a different location.
yes, was this office building in Wilkes.
Where you had a cafeteria in there and
right,
you would do it
and
there. But
Wilkes.
now you're going to bring it here.
I'm gonna
In the restaurant.
I've done a couple here. I was doing it on Saturdays. Saturdays got busier, so we are debating if we're doing a Wednesday or Thursday night, and it's gonna be underground dinners, tour around the world. Each time we go to a different country with wine and
So
live
it's
music.
touring the globe through food,
Yes.
which is really cool.
Each time
I'm intrigued to do that.
Each time when I go to a different country, and if we go to, for example, Peru, they don't have wine. We do cocktails with their.
And you said, depending on where you go on the globe, you might even have a chef that's a friend of yours that
Right.
specializes in come in and cook, because that's what
I
he
don't know
does.
everything.
Yeah. And I think that's great, to know that, hey, these are my limitations and boundaries, but I still
Right.
want to do it, and I've got a friend who can cook it, so
Right.
you're going to learn something from
Yeah,
him.
of course, it is not about being the star of everywhere. There is good chefs around here that they can show off too, and show what they can do from.
So these underground dinners, they include dinner. You guys cook and do everything for us, and that's specialized cuisine, depending on where you are in the globe. and then it includes whatever wine and the pairings that would go with that food if wine's applicable, or it's going to be cocktails or whatever cocktail or alcoholic beverage that goes in that.
Right. It's
with
a
that
5-course dinner. 5-course, which is the first course is 3 little tapas. Okay, 3 different flavors with a prosecco or a champagne or cocktail with a espumante, and then we go from there. 5 courses with dessert and everything. Live music, and
how are you going to do that? You said Wednesdays or Thursdays. Are you going to make it like you're going to put it on your Facebook page?
we want to put it on Facebook page. I hope that you guys
first. How many
it.
people? I mean, you're going to limit this
it
to
is a max of 24 people.
24 people.
And we close the restaurant for that.
What's the minimum you have to make sure the event happens? At least how many?
18.
18. Okay.
Right. I need to close the restaurant. You don't wanna be
Agreed.
here.
That's why I wanted to ask that question.
You don't wanna be here, and the customer walking, into the restaurant. That I think they would break the meaning of these underground dinners.
The experience of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So it is closing the restaurant, and for you guys, okay. So nobody's gonna rush you out. I always say when I present the first dish, and I told them nobody's rushing you out. Enjoy yourself.
Now I got a question for you. Are you going to put out a part of the world that you're going to do the next one and everybody sign up, or can somebody call you or email you and go, Chef, we'd like you to do something from
I'm open
wherever.
I'm open to suggestion. Obviously, I'm open to suggestion. Definitely I'm open to suggestion. Again, it's about you guys, it's not about me.
Is there anything off limits in the globe? We're talking about the big world.
Well, I'm not big on a sushi.
Okay. We know some people might be able to help you with that.
Yeah, I'm not big on sushi. There's certain things you can do with sushi, and I have people that can do that too. But I'm not big on a Thai cuisine, for example. I know Thai cuisine. I eat Thai cuisine, but I don't want to say that I'm a Thai chef.
Sure.
So if I have somebody from Thailand that wants to come and
cook with
me, he'll be welcome.
Perfect.
He will be
It's one
welcome.
of the things I actually would like to learn how to cook is Thai food.
Yeah, it is. I've done some dishes, but I cannot call myself as a Thai chef.
Awesome. Those are some great things that you're doing here. I mean, I've come to your restaurant, like I said, at least half a dozen times already, and I enjoy it every time. But I did not know that you did the cooking classes, which I'm looking forward to, and these underground dinners, which I think are really, really cool. I think Katy Fort Bend Foodies has so many people that are friends and connected on there. I don't think it would be hard to get 18, 24 people to come do.
Yeah, it is.
It
is normally it's been 5 courses with wine, live music, and everything is included. We decorated the restaurant with the theme that we're doing. If we want to do Peru, we have the Peruvian flag, and we have the Peruvian decoration. If we want to do Spain, we want to do Spanish decoration with the Spanish flag, and we try to be as close as we can to the country.
That's awesome. So, Sean, we want to talk about you being an admin in Katy Fort Bend Foodies. I think you and Chef and your admin people have worked out an event.
Yeah, we have. So we've got some, I think, really exciting news. This will be the second event that we've done up here at Essentials. We did one about a year ago, and that was really, really well received. So we're going to do something a little bit unique and do a back-to-back 2-night in a row on October 22nd and 23rd. And it'll be $22 a person, and everything will be served kind of family style. So we're going to have a couple appetizers, which will be the cachapa. Did I say it right?
Yeah.
I did say it right. Perfect. So we'll have the cachapa. We're going to have some spinach, manchego cheese, and dates empanadas. So I'm excited to taste that. That sounds really good. A lamb T-bone with fried yucca succotash on top of it. That's one of the tapas menu items that Essentials has here. And then for the entrees, we'll have the couple things, the rigatoni bolognese, which will be a kind of a nice little Italian flair. And then we're going to get to try the cauliflower rice seafood paella. So I'm really excited to try that and see what a low-carb option will be like. And then for dessert, we'll have 2 different desserts. We're going to have Nutella tres leches, and then passion fruit and mango parfait. So we'll get that announced here on the Katy Fort Bend Foodie Group in the next couple of days and sign it up. We'll have 24 spots open for each of the 2 days that we're going to hold that event. So on the 22nd and 23rd, we'll have 24 spots for each of those nights. Like I said, $22 a person. Remember, you can bring your own wine, no corkage fee. I think that's just a fantastic deal. And it's going to be a really fun event. Can't wait to
22 bucks. You can't beat that.
No, you can't eat like this for $20.
Remember, no cork fee. Take care of the server.
Yeah, typically you go to a restaurant. This is one of the things I liked it about here earlier. But you go to a restaurant, and you order one dish, and that's what you eat. You pick something off the menu. To be able to come up for, and it costs you 22 bucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
Come up here that night, support that event, and 22 bucks you get to try all the things Sean just mentioned. That's a great deal.
Yep, can't wait. So look for that. We'll post that probably next Tuesday in Katy Fort Bend Foodies, and I'm guessing probably around noon on Tuesday. So if we get the podcast out before then hopefully people hear it. And
we'll have the podcast out the next day. So
awesome.
We'll have this done by tomorrow.
So we'll have a sign-up sheet up, and looking forward to having that. And we appreciate you hosting us again for a second time.
Happy to have you here.
Well, I'm glad that we had a chance to talk to you about your restaurant, what you're doing in the community and in our backyard, and all the food that you're putting out and the other things that you offer with the cooking classes and the underground dinners. I didn't know a lot of this stuff, so it was great to come in and learn all these things that you're doing, and now I'm excited to kind of take part in some of these things. But I do, Chef, I want to touch on a couple of other things. One, I want to tell people where you're located that might be listening to this out in Katy. You're at 2731 FM 1463, Suite 800. Right. And Sean, you live out here. Coming which way? Give them some good directions out here.
All right, so if you are heading south on 1463 from either getting off I-10 at the 1463 exit or the Cane Island exit, both of those kind of flow into 1463. And Essentials is located basically right at the corner of South Firethorn and 1463, across the street from the CVS. So it would be the southeast corner of 1463 and South Firethorn.
You see a Pepperoni's on one end of you. What's
Right
on the other
next to
side?
Pepperoni.
Sealy Dental's on the other side. You're right there.
Yeah, well, there is also
So we're
uplift.
giving some advertising to some other people. Well, the other thing I wanted to mention, Chef, is you were very, very gracious in saying that doing this podcast, you wanted to put out an offer, a special, a kind of promotion to all the people who listen to the podcast and come into the restaurant, that if they come in and they mention to you that they heard the podcast, they can have a free pasta.
Right.
And it's not just any free pasta. This is a pasta that they get to create.
Right.
They get to tell you what they like, flavors, whatever, and you're going to put it together for them.
Yes.
Everybody can be different.
Yeah, that's right.
That's amazing. I mean, it's not like you're just getting one pasta. You can do whatever you want.
They come here, they mention the podcast, and we want to make a pasta for them the way they want it.
So that's on the house.
On the house.
Wow. That's awesome, Sean. I think that's a great deal.
Yep, that's fantastic.
So, again, just come in, mention that you heard the podcast, and you want your free pasta.
Right.
And then you get to tell Chef how you want it created.
Correct.
That's awesome. Well, Chef, thank you for spending a little time with us, letting us talk about what you do, your food, the restaurant, kind of the other things you have going on. We really appreciate you joining us today. Sean, anything else you want to cover?
I don't think so. No, we're really looking forward to seeing you on the 22nd and 23rd.
So look for that post next Tuesday, you said?
We should have that up next Tuesday, so look for the post
First
on
come,
that.
first serve.
Yep, except I may come both nights. We'll see.
There you go. Well, thank you again. We appreciate, Chef, you joining us on an episode of Food, Wine, and Whiskey in Your Own Backyard. And until our next episode, enjoy your next pour.